Hola Hispanoamérica, soy Víctor X, bienvenidos a 35 milímetros, el movie show que semana tras semana les pone al día con respecto al mundo del cine. Tenemos para ustedes en el día de hoy imágenes de Everest, una película protagonizada por Jake Gyllenhaal y por Keira Knightley. También de No Escape, que tiene en el casting a Owen Wilson, y de Goosebumps, que tiene liderizando el equipo de trabajo, nada más y nada menos que a Jack Black. Preparados para la acción, 35 milímetros, ya comenzó.
Human beings simply aren't built to function at the cruising altitude of a 747. Everest is without doubt the most dangerous place on Earth.
La primavera de 1996 fue la más mortal en toda la historia del monte Everest. Muchos alpinistas perdieron la vida en medio de aquella temporada de escalada de ese terrible año.
Don't do that to me again, eh?
They have varying styles. I think that's the interesting thing about the two groups was that adventure consultants, I think Rob Hall was very detail oriented, very organized, very particular way. And as my character says in the movie, and I think as it's been sort of discovered, Scott Fisher sort of believed that Rob Hall was a bit of a handholder and took his clients up, holding their hand up the mountain, as he would say. And Scott Fisher's point of view and Mount Madness team's point of view was sort of more to let people climb on their own, to find their way. We liken it on this production, but I liken it to, different parents in a way, parenting techniques. The parent who says, don't go over there and touch that stove because you'll get burned. And then the other parent who says, well, go let them get burned once and then they'll never touch the stove again. Those are sort of differing points of view, I think, in both teams on the mountain. I think equally as effective, given the fact that Rob Hall and Scott Fisher were both pretty extraordinary climbers, but very different and hard to work together in a way because inevitably they were going to clash in style. But down the line, as conditions got more serious and Rob Hall and both Scott Fisher got worried about what was going on, they did team up, and it was a very interesting thing. I think that's what makes the movie so fascinating to me, is the two different types of techniques having to work together in order to, get to the top of the mountain.
These ladders gonna take two.
Yeah, I'll get a rope. I'll belay you, okay?
Just stay right where you are,
Can't pull myself up!
I'm gonna come out to you. Okay. Good, back. Okay.
Whoa.
Got it for you. Tie me in, Scott. Tie me in.
Come and get me!
On belay.
Got it. On belay.
Let's go.
10 de ellos murieron el mismo día al sorprenderles en pleno ascenso a la cima una descomunal tormenta no prevista.
Nice and easy. You're tied in, Nate.
I can't feel my hands.
Looking good.
Grab me.
Back.
Grab me.
Stay right where you are, mate.
I can't pull myself up. I can't pull myself up.
I got you. You okay?
No guarantees of the summit. I get it.
I like the idea of this kind of immeasurable unknown, You go up there with great intentions, maybe there's a little hubris, maybe there's a little escapism, maybe there's a little inability to deal with family issues or personal issues or whatever it is, and you deal with something that's so much grander than anything you could ever comprehend, and yet you don't really know that until it consumes you. It was the beginning of the exploitation of climbing Everest. And with the exploitation of anything comes problems, and comes confusion, and comes ego, and comes making decisions that aren't necessarily based on conservative safety.
You okay?
Yeah.
I wish I was with you.
One day, you, me, and that little Sarah will all go climbing together.
Guy was close friends with Rob Hall. And basically he was on the day of questioning of the movie, he was on the other mountain, and basically, when he heard his mates were in trouble, he was the kind of, for want of a better word, negotiator at base camp to help try and get these guys down. It's one of the untamed and unrealistic dreams of so many. It's like outer space, human beings are always trying to figure out their place in the world. And sometimes when you kind of go and face something like Everest or, as I said, outer space, it kind of puts things into perspective, massive events in your own life, I think. And, there's a level of success in any kind of a journey, in any kind of undertaking, and I can only imagine what it would be like once you get to the summit of Everest. I can only imagine what kind of things go on in your head. And then to get down successfully and safely, that would, once again be the next chapter.
It hurts. It's dangerous.
Hey, we got hold on.
You're right, Joe. Good. Okay.
All right, steady up.
Inspirada en los acontecimientos que tuvieron lugar durante un intento por alcanzar la cima más alta del mundo, Everest nos narra el recorrido de 2 expediciones que se enfrentaron a una de las peores tormentas que el hombre haya conocido jamás. Al regreso les tenemos más información cinematográfica, pero antes, díganos, ¿dónde creen que es el error en esta escena? Enseguida regresamos. Amigos, bienvenidos a la sección más esperada de nuestro programa, pero la más temida en Hollywood, el error en la escena. El Señor de los Anillos, Las Dos Torres, es una película basada en el segundo tomo de la novela escrita por el británico J.R.R. Tolkien y la secuela de La Comunidad del Anillo, que precede a la última entrega de la serie El Retorno del Rey. El rodaje tuvo lugar en Nueva Zelanda entre los años 1999 y 2000, pero eso ya lo saben, así que vamos a la acción. Aquí tenemos a Gandalf y a Saruman. Están en medio de una lucha que nos recuerda que ha llegado el momento de librar la batalla final. A pesar de su edad, lucen fuertes y por menos que esto ya muchos jóvenes estarían lloriqueando, pero ellos saben que todo es por el futuro de la Tierra Media y por supuesto por el poder que les da el anillo. Todos lo quieren, todos pelean por él y todos... Un momento, ¿han visto lo mismo que yo? Retrocedamos. Saruman, el líder de los Istari, es un mago con forma humana enviado por los Valar con la intención de vencer a Sauron. Gandalf es uno de los espíritus maya enviado a la Tierra durante la tercera edad del Sol para ayudar a sus habitantes en la lucha contra el Señor Oscuro. Quiere quitarle su vara de mago a Saruman hasta que sea digno de volver a tenerla, pero Saruman no se va a dejar quebrar la vara, primero muerto. Observen la frente de Gandalf, está sangrando. Saruman ha logrado su cometido, herirle, pero él no va a detenerse solo por eso. Luchará hasta el final, soportará el ataque, volará por los cielos, rodará por el suelo en defensa de su dignidad, un poco maltrecha por culpa de su maquillador y de los productores que olvidaron la secuencia y le limpiaron la frente. Se necesitan más magos en este departamento, muchachos. Gracias, Hollywood. Owen Wilson es un hombre de negocios norteamericano quien junto a su familia acaba de trasladarse a un país extranjero para comenzar una nueva etapa en su vida.
10 years ago, I could not have pictured myself dragging my family to the other side of the world to start over.
What if we don't like it here?
I think we will.
Welcome to Asia. You're gonna love it here.
Pero su recién estrenada tranquilidad se ve alterada cuando se encuentren en medio de un violento golpe de estado en un país del sudeste asiático que se iba a convertir en su nuevo hogar.
What did you see outside? He's just a desolate kind of human being, a man who is more than the sum of his parts in some ways, and really is kind of soulless, heartless, and yet a very joyous fellow, because he loves what he does.
There's like a war going on out there. We're gonna die here. Listen to me.
You know, I think that she's a strong woman who is, you know, progressive and probably has, you know, she has a high tolerance for many things. But when, you know, good people end up in extraordinary circumstances, there are, you know, animalistic characteristics that rear their head.
We're gonna get through this, okay?
Desesperados, viendo el trato brutal y salvaje que se le está dando a los extranjeros en medio de la revuelta, buscarán una vía de escape para alejarse del centro del conflicto.
Stay here, lock the door. Lock the door. Lucy! Get out of the room! Come here! Get to the roof! Go!
The character I play is Jack Dwyer, and he is married with 2 daughters, and he's having to start a new job. His career hasn't worked out quite the way he hoped it would, and so the marriage is feeling a little bit of pressure, and just the pressure of moving a family from all the way, you know, to Southeast Asia, where this movie takes place. That's a lot of upheaval involved in that. So my character is trying to kind of juggle the stress of that, and then is put into this situation in the middle of this revolution where, you know, they're just trying to survive. So he's really just kind of desperate to kind of keep his family alive.
You're alive, Jack. Just get your family the hell out of here.
¿Y tú qué estarías dispuesto a hacer para salvar a las personas que amas? Al regreso les tenemos más información acerca de películas en 35 milímetros.
Nobody make a sound.
No man just crawled out of a book. That doesn't just happen.
You've just released every monster I've ever created. What was that? It's the Invisible Boy. Ow! He's such a crack.
All right, everyone, find anything you can to barricade the doors.
We cannot let the monsters inside.
I just wanna break the rules.
Now! Go! What are you doing? Get me out! No! Keep going!
Never stop, it's how we rock. Never stop, it's
Come on, scaredy cat.
Gnomes? Maybe they're friendly. Not friendly. Definitely not friendly.
El 23 de mayo del año 2001 a las 10:30 de la mañana, Marcus Tobía hacía ondear por primera vez la bandera de Venezuela en la cima del Everest, a 8.848 metros sobre el nivel del mar.
El Everest, para un montañista, digamos, que sea un apasionado del montañismo y de la naturaleza, el poder soñar, el poder ascender algún día la montaña más alta de todas, es un atractivo especial, ¿no? Llevamos toda la vida entrenando para subir al Everest, porque no hay mejor manera de entrenar para escalar el Everest que estar en la montaña y entrenar en la montaña, ¿no? Por supuesto, los miedos siempre están presentes. Se dice que cada 6 montañistas que intentan llegar a la cumbre, solo uno lo logra, y de cada 6 que lo logran, uno no baja vivo. Definitivamente el momento más complicado y complejo del Everest es el último día, el día del ascenso a la cumbre. Ese día te la juegas. El momento más crítico para mí el día del ascenso fue una caída que tuve. En una de esas me enredé con unas cuerdas, perdí el equilibrio y me caí. Y ahí me acuerdo que empecé a rodar, adopté una posición como de gato, de tratar de frenarme y frené como 20 metros, 25 metros más abajo. Realmente tuve muchísima suerte de haber podido frenar la caída. La gente piensa que es un momento muy eufórico, ¿no? Que llegaste a la cumbre y pegaste el grito de tu vida y sin embargo estamos conscientes que la mitad del camino está en la cumbre, que el resto todavía por bajar queda y es donde ocurre la mayor cantidad de accidentes. El descenso fue muy complicado. Me acuerdo que en el segundo escalón ahí hay que descender con rapel, con cuerdas y yo no veía nada. Y empecé a descender y quedé atrapado en unas cuerdas viejas de la misma pared. Y bueno, de pronto me vi en una situación que no podía ni subir ni bajar. Había gente arriba queriendo bajar, entonces me decían de todo porque estaba retrasando el descenso. Me cortaron la cuerda que me estaba enredando. En fin, fue algo bastante complejo. En esos momentos hay que tomar decisiones. Pude poner en la balanza la decisión de seguir adelante. También tenía el peso en mi morral de la bandera, ¿no? Ese era un elemento especial para seguir adelante en estas circunstancias.
Poco después de que Marcus Tobía hiciera cumbre en el Everest, lo alcanzó José Antonio el Indio Delgado. En esa expedición de 2001 de Proyecto Cumbre también participaron Martín Echevarría, Marco Cayuso, Carlos Calderas y Carlos Castillo. Everest documenta el viaje inspirador de expediciones diferentes, desafiadas más allá de sus límites por una de las tormentas de nieve más feroces jamás conocidas.
Gotta ask the question, you know I do. Why? I have kids. They see a regular guy can follow impossible dreams. Maybe they'll do the same.
We're the top of Everest, Alan. We made it.
For an audience that don't know what happened back then and don't know the story of this, I think it's going to be transport them into not only as you said, an epic kind of landscape, but also an emotionally epic landscape, which is what you want any film of this kind of size and scope to do. And for those that do know it and have seen the doco or read Krakauer's book, I think that it's very hard to improve on that, but I definitely think that what they're undertaking here can come close to actually being, the pinnacle of a tragic, a movie about tragedy, a movie about kind of the environment crashing back on humanity and putting our hubris into kind of place, and not only that, the triumph of the human spirit.
All right, guys, time to go home. Looking good, Beck. Looking good.
Los escaladores se enfrentarán a obstáculos casi imposibles y la obsesión de toda una vida se convertirá en una lucha por la supervivencia.
No, I'm not leaving you behind, Doug. Come on.
Got a race.
No, Doug, come on with me. I need 10 good minutes, Doug. Come on. Please, Dougie, come on, mate. 10 minutes. We get to the bottom of the step. Come on, this leg. This leg, Dougie, come on. Come on. There we go. All right.
You have to come together when you're uncomfortable. You have to, and there was enough chaos on the set and chaos in the mountains and all that we all came together. So we did that in Nepal, helicopters landing on ridges and all this stuff, and it was dangerous. Or going up to the memorial and going too high too fast and having altitude sickness. Everybody, not just the whole crew. So you have a camera guy sitting there and he's starting to feel like he has the most severe flu he's ever had, and you're trying to work through it because it's the only time you can get up there, but you're going to be suffering for 8 hours afterwards when you're hanging out in Tangboche trying to do another scene, but you don't even know your name because you're so altitude sick.
You look terrible. My stomach's not so good, man.
See Doug?
Oh yeah, he's way back there, man. Hey, Roberto, where are the rest of you guys? Because I'm pretty sure my whole team made it up, yeah?
I saw him.
The storm did come in, and ultimately I think that was really the most dangerous thing. That was really, I think, nature kind of putting a lid on the whole thing. You know, that was it at that point. But there were a number of human choices along the way that, to me, make this story so incredible. You know, those choices we make in life where we try and think we're being safe, we're trying to protect someone, and ultimately fate has its way.
There is a massive storm headed your way.
Oh no.
Keep moving! Stop! That's the wrong way! Stop, let's go! Hurry up! There's no oxygen.
Rob, can you hear me? You've got to get moving. You've got to come on down.
Come on, get up! Get out there, I need help!
Amigos, no se pierdan estas películas cuando estén en cartelera. Se van a divertir, la van a pasar muy bien y se van a conectar con increíbles historias. Si quieren más información acerca de ellas, síguenos en Twitter, 35mm Online. Pasen por nuestro Facebook, 35mm TV. Entren a nuestro blog, 35mm.com, o a nuestro canal de YouTube, 35mm TV. Películas, grandes producciones cinematográficas. La información, primero aquí, en 35mm.